Hello everyone. Welcome back to a pick a card reading. I know that I've kind of transitioned over to book talk and reviews and tech stuff a little bit, Kindle content. So if that's what you're here for and you're used to that and you're like, what is this? I actually started off as a tarot channel because I loved doing readings for my friends, and that transitioned into me posting them on YouTube, so it was easier for everyone to find them. So if you are not used to the tarot content, feel free to watch and maybe it will give you a message that you need. And if you are here for tarot content, welcome back. I'm going to be doing these probably once a month. And then I've also, as you probably noticed, added some booktube content because I just want to put what I'm passionate about on this channel, and I am passionate about tarot, but I just was like, wait, why am I not posting about books? It's just another type of reading. So that is what you will be seeing on my channel moving forward, and hopefully some travel things as well coming up here as we get into the summer months. So the way that these pick a card readings work is that we have 3 piles here in front of me. We have 1, 2, and 3 over here. And one of these piles is supposedly, probably kind of catching your eye. I know they might look the same, but there's probably one that you're like, you know what? I'm just a little bit more drawn to it than the others. So go ahead and look at that pile, really see which one that you feel like you might want a message from. There may be 2 piles that you're kind of torn between, so let me put some crystals on them to help make a decision. Some of the piles shifted a little bit, but I'm going to leave them because I think that's going to help draw you to which one you need to hear. And again, if you're focused on 2 of them and you really can't decide, that may mean that you have messages in both piles. So you can pick more than one and then just listen to them one after the other. And then same thing, if it's not really resonating when you click on it, you can watch the other one, see if you feel better about it. And then if nothing's really resonating with you, this message just might not be for you, and that's okay. You can come back for the next one or watch a different one on my channel. So this video is going to be what you need to know for the next 4 weeks. So whenever you're seeing this video, it is timeless. Whenever you're seeing it means you are meant to find something within this message. And I also want to pre-apologize. I don't know if it's picking up on the mic, but they just started doing some kind of air show outside, but I'm not going to stop filming the video because I don't know how long it's going to go on for. So if you can hear some airplane noises, maybe even that resonates with you. Maybe you know someone who's a pilot, or you are going somewhere, you're traveling. Maybe that's part of the message. So we're just going to go with it. So go ahead, see which pile stands out to you, and check the timestamps listed in the description. And that way you can head straight to your message or messages. Okay, group number 1, let's see what is meant for you in the next 4 weeks, or what you need to know. Okay, so right away, I can tell you've been going through it. You've been having a lot of anxiety. I think what's maybe happened is you've tried to solve some problems and it hasn't gone the way that you've expected it to. And it's in a weird way created more problems. Like I almost feel like you have gone down some kind of rabbit hole, and it's like you've opened up something and now you can't put it back in the box. You're just like, okay, am I supposed to just deal with this now? Like, is this the way that things are gonna go? And I think that you've been spiraling a little bit in your mind, and you've been concerned that you're never gonna be okay again, kind of a thing. Like, is this always just gonna be the state of chaos? So let's see what else is happening for you, what you need to know, because I don't think this is gonna be the way it is forever. I just think that you need to have a little bit of growth go on in the next 4 weeks, but do not fret. It doesn't feel like doom and gloom. It just feels like you've really been in your head about it. Oh my gosh, this is always funny when cards fly across the room and then I have to go find them. Yeah, okay, so the way out of this is you need to be more creative. There's something that's been brewing, and maybe it could even be part of what's causing you anxiety, but I'm really getting that the reason you're having this anxiety is because you aren't focusing on the thing that's actually going to bring you joy. I think you've been stuck in the mundane and you've been stuck in your day-to-day, and I hear that you've been bogged down and that you might feel like you just don't have time to be creative or time to find time for yourself, essentially. But all that's doing is just really trapping you in this spiral. And actually, by doing that self-care, by doing that thing that you love, that is actually going to bring you more joy and help you get out of this spiral, ironically. So I think what you need to do is really think about what brought you joy as a child, or if there's something in your mind. I really feel like this is going to resonate with a certain group of people who already have something in their mind that they're like, you know what, I do want to do that, and I don't know if it's ever going to go anywhere. And what I'm getting is that you're feeling like if it's not something that's going to make you money, you don't have time for it right now. But what I'm really feeling is that that could inspire more ideas, or at least just help you with self-care. And I'm really getting a message here that you need to take care of yourself. I think that you either have turned over a new leaf where you've just started to take care of yourself, or you're about to, because it really feels like you've been running yourself into the ground, and you've been like, it's okay, it'll be okay next week, it'll be okay next week, but then it's not. And so it's almost just this like giant thing that you get yourself into. Let's go ahead and get another deck, and let's see what you need to know, or what can help you with this, or what we can add to this message. Oop, I got one there right away. Okay, so definitely being able to rely on people and being able to trust people and maybe just have some fun once in a while is really what I'm getting. I think maybe you have been someone who has been kind of shutting yourself in because you feel like you don't have enough energy to hang out with your friends. But I think that ironically being able to see them, even though you feel like maybe you are an introvert sometimes, or you just don't have the energy, I think that being able to see people is really going to fill your cup. Which, yeah, that's kind of funny. Like maybe you've had some offers to hang out with people and you've really just been feeling like emotionally you just can't do it. And you're like, I can't take any of these offers. It's just not going to work. And you've kind of just been frustrated. And I'm seeing that you do have an idea here, especially because these cards kind of line up with each other. And this one, I'm seeing that you have an idea here that there's a different way you want your life to be going. And maybe you don't have all the answers yet, but you just have a little spark. Group number one, I'm really feeling that spark in you, that something makes you happy and you're not sure if you should pursue it or not, or spend that energy. And maybe you need to like tell your friends or tell your family, tell people that you trust kind of what's on your mind and what you're feeling like you might want to create. Because here you've got the World. So really this is going to open things up for you, and just taking care of yourself, being more creative and following your passions. And I know that's probably what everybody says, right? Sorry, I just hit the camera there because this one came out so aggressively. But the Two of Cups always signifies love and partnership. So I think this is like kind of what you've been searching for, is that love and partnership. Some of you might be looking for a relationship right now, and you might have been feeling like you were wanting to give up on finding someone or finding a partnership. This either symbolizes an emotional connection with someone like love, or it symbolizes a partnership. So whichever one of those resonates with you, I think that's kind of what's meant for you in this message, whether it's business or love. But I really am seeing that to become the person that you need to be to meet this person you're going to have a partnership with, you really need to put yourself first. And I know that I can literally hear you saying, but I do put myself first, and I have put in the work. I think what the cards are saying is you need to do that more. Like you think you're doing it, and you do it sometimes, but you need to do it more consistently, and you need to really follow your passions and follow these ideas, because that will help you to get out of this anxiety spiral, or just you've been kind of in a little bit of a dark place. So let's see. Here are these really pretty ocean cards. I haven't used these in a little while, but these are gorgeous, and they have little things that you can work on, or things that will help you, things to just think about, like your word for the next 4 weeks that you could even put on your wall. Just something to be thinking about that you can kind of work on to help you reach this. So what does group number one need to work on, or what would help them in this situation? Oh, okay. Again, I think this one's really talking about how you need to feel like you're connected to people. And I think in the past, you may be connected with people who weren't fully genuine with you, like they're kind of surface level people, and they can contribute to really bad habits that can cause these different types of spirals. So really focus in on the people that make you feel loved, and you will find even more people that make you feel loved in return by following those passions and really taking care of yourself and leaning into the friendships that maybe you feel like you've neglected. Wow, okay. It also looks like forgiveness and being able to forgive things that have happened in the past. I think not only with yourself, but with other people, or not only with other people, but with yourself. So forgive yourself for maybe not working on your passions, or forgive yourself for having anxiety or getting upset about things, because it's okay. We all have those times, and you just deserve to feel a little bit lighter. So have that lightness. Just let yourself let these things go. It's interesting that you got lightness and forgiveness. Well, forgive, but just let it be. And I'm sensing that some of you actually even really like the song, Let It Be. I think maybe listen to that a few times and just let yourself release all of those negative thoughts that you've been feeling, that you've been concerned about. Think about that little kernel, that little spark of an idea that's been kind of hiding in the back of your mind, or that place you really want to go. Feels to me like you've been concerned about money a little bit too. But that's because you've kind of just been holding everything else back and you haven't been letting yourself shine. So I think the next 4 weeks, really working on, it's kind of funny that you got lightness and shine. Like lightness is, I think, more of like a letting the weight go and really letting things, just letting the people who want to be there for you, and forgiving yourself and other people for maybe not being perfect. But just try and let yourself shine. It's okay to be like, guess what? I'm working on this, or I'm going to try this because this makes me happy. Because if people aren't rooting for you, or they're not happy, or they're like, oh, that's a terrible idea, or oh, that's dorky, or that's strange, then they're not really people who are going to be rooting for whatever you're trying to achieve. So kind of letting those things go, supporting the ideas that you have. And what's interesting is you got the Two of Cups here and you got the Two of Pentacles. So this really shows me that a partnership that is going to support all of these things and really give you the world and open up. I feel like 4 weeks from now, it's going to feel like it was almost a year from now, if that makes sense, group number one. Like you're really going to feel like a whole new person. And I'm almost getting 4 months from now. So whenever you're watching this, 4 months from now, I feel like that is when you're going to kind of be seeing this partnership come into your life, or be feeling like a completely new person. But I'm getting a message that you really have to commit to it, because what I'm seeing is like you hear these things and you're like, yeah. And you don't actually fully commit, and you don't actually let yourself do these things because deep down you don't believe that you can. So you actually have to do it and you have to commit, or it's just going to be the same spiral that it's been. Okay? So think about what you need to let go. I would even maybe grab a list, write some things down that you need to let go, and literally rip it up, or burn it in a safe way, or let those things just metaphorically or physically go out to the wind. Maybe get into nature is what I'm feeling. So group number one, I think this is a really good just cleansing message. I actually feel a little bit lighter myself after just having given this message to you. So I hope that this resonated, and I hope that if it did, please comment below and let me know which piece of it resonated, what you're working on. And you can even take a screenshot of this, or to just take a picture with your phone so you can remember to come back to it. And sometimes I even make a calendar event in like 4 weeks or 4 months, and I put like a little reminder to go back to this, or you can send yourself an email and have it scheduled to send in 4 weeks or 4 months with the picture. So that way you can just kind of reflect and remind yourself to keep letting things go, following your passions, and connecting with people who want amazing things for you. So group number one, thank you so much for letting me do this reading. And if any of the other piles called to you, feel free to go watch them. Please subscribe and like this, because it really helps me to boost my channel and interact with more people. And I will see you next time for your next reading. Group number two, let's see what the cards have in store for you. What you need to know for the next 4 weeks. And sometimes I would take reversals and sometimes I don't, but today we're not doing reversals. Okay, So group number 2, this is quite interesting. I feel like there's something new that's happening in the next 4 weeks. There's something that's coming up, something that you have either applied for or just something that you don't even know that's coming, that is coming up, that's going to solve a problem for you. And you just need to let go, let things happen. And sometimes I think that you can be a little bit of a control freak and kind of like wanting things to happen on your own timeline. But what I'm seeing is that you've already put in the work for something to be set in motion that is going to change things for the better. That's what I'm really getting here. And that you're a little bit concerned that maybe it's not going to happen for you. But even if it's not going to happen in the way that you think it is, which I feel like group number 2, if this is meant for you, you will know right away kind of what you're hoping for and what's going to happen, whether it's work or love. I'm sensing it's one of those things, and that you've really been putting in the work and kind of changing things and doing things a different way or thinking about things differently than you have in the past. And I'm sensing like it's kind of funny. It's like you put in the work and now you're just kind of like waiting to see where it takes you. And this might involve actually moving somewhere. It's either like shifting mindsets or it's physically moving somewhere. Interesting. Okay, so we're getting a lot of wands here for you. Wand energy and the Magician and the Fool. This is so interesting. It's like almost like you are going to be, I'm almost feeling like that you're going to be a leader and you're going to be in a leadership position that you either have really wanted or one that's unexpected. And again, I think however it happens, you really need to just kind of lean into it. Yeah, totally. This is something that you've worked really hard for and that you've put in. I'm just feeling a lot of self-work, and something is about to change for you. Like it's about to shift and transition into a completely different mindset than what you had before. It could be a different physical environment, but it is going to make you so incredibly happy. And in the next 4 weeks, I think you're going to take significant strides toward finding that. So whenever you're watching this, look at the calendar and see when 4 weeks from now is. And what I'm sensing is you've been like a little bit concerned about it, and you've been like kind of pouty almost, where you're just like, you know what, like, is this ever actually going to happen for me? Like, I've watched other people get this and I thought I had this, but it didn't actually work out the way that I wanted it to. So when is it going to be my turn? What's funny is the last group actually got this too. They got the World. And so I'm just like really seeing that opportunities are going to be opening up for you. And I'm actually feeling that you might have a choice to make, group number 2, between 2 really good things. Okay, stop. The Devil card can often be used to symbolize like contracts. And I just said 2 different things. And then these 2 kind of sometimes represent duality, just came out, and kind of like figuring out which thing you're going to not chain yourself to. It sounds bad, but that's just the visualization there on the Devil. So there will be something new that's coming up, and you are going to have to make a decision. And I think the way that you're going to make that decision is by whatever the thing is that you really wanted the most, which is simple to say, but you will know. You may have to think on it a little bit, but whatever you have watered the most, it may not be the thing that makes you the most money, or the person, if it has to do with love, like the person who seems like the right choice or whatever. But I think it's going to be the choice that just feels right in your heart. And even when you reflect on it and you think about it, it's going to be something that calls to you and makes the most sense. And it's just like, what I would almost do is play the game with yourself where you're like, okay, I'm going to go this direction. How do I feel? Do I feel upset that I didn't go this direction? Or am I happy over here? And then do the reverse. Be like, okay, I'm gonna go with this person, or I'm gonna go with this job, or whatever the offer is. And will that make me happy? Ooh, am I missing this one? So it's like, you'll kind of know which one you would regret not going with in your heart. Whatever comes up for you in the next 4 weeks, you will kind of know. And this card fell out earlier, and I just now saw it on the ground. So I'm gonna make sure I get it in there with your message. And the chariot often symbolizes travel. So you might have an opportunity to change your scenery a little bit. And what I'm almost feeling with you is a job change or a change in relationship status. And again, whichever one feels the most like it will resonate with you is the right one. But I'm almost with this group, I'm almost sensing job, but it feels like something that's going to give you more life. Like you've been feeling like you've been working, and you haven't really seen the returns, but I think life is about to get easier for you in the next 4 weeks. And what's so funny is you have so many dualities on here. You've got the chariot, you've got these two, and you've got this one. And you've even got like 2 posts here around the surfboard. So it's very interesting that I just feel like life is about to change for you, and you felt like it's never going to change, but you just need to let go and you need to let it happen. And I have these beautiful ocean cards that I haven't used in a little while, but let's see. They've got like little words on them that tell you things you can work on. Like just words that can be written down. You could write them down on your planner. You could write them down in your phone. You could even put a picture on your phone background or email it to yourself so that you remember to think about it in a week or something like that. Write it down on a sticky note on your desk or your fridge, something like that. So let's see, what does group number 2 need to work on in the next 4 weeks? Ooh, okay, this really goes with your message. Just having faith and trusting that everything is going to fall into place. Ooh, and I placed that on top of the Fool without even trying. So just trusting that everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to fall into place the way that it needs to. And feeling good about it. I feel like often you're kind of feeling like you're stuck in a maelstrom, like you're just kind of like the waves are crashing above you and you're just kind of barely keeping your head above water, and you're like, am I going in the right direction? Like, am I watering the correct plants? Am I doing the right thing? Or am I just kind of like going in the wrong direction and everybody's bothering me all the time? And what I'm feeling is everything is about to be worth it. And just know that you can trust and have faith and just kind of relax a little bit, as I'm seeing you don't relax enough. So I'm almost wondering if you need to kind of like, I don't know, just do something for yourself, like go get a massage or something. Or if you don't like massages, like just go on a walk in nature or go buy a new book. I'm saying that because now I'm in the whole booktube space, but books always help me feel better. And really just do something for yourself. And it's okay to be selfish, group number 2, because you do a lot for other people. And so what I'm sensing is it's okay to let yourself feel like you can soothe yourself instead of having to constantly soothe other people all the time. And this one right here is just showing how much power you have. And I don't think you even know how much power you have. That you have so much creativity, you have so many ideas, people really look up to you and people come to you for things and they value your opinion. And it's not always about the quantity of people that come to you, it is really about the quality of the people that you have in your life that depend on you, that would trust you with everything, and that they feel like you have things way more together than you think you have them. And that's about to change. So really stepping into your power in the next 4 weeks and really just letting everything that you've kind of sown grow and being able to find those opportunities that are going to come to you, group number 2. Let's see if there's one more. Oh, okay, I said one more and then 2 came out and 1 completely rolled around the room. And I don't know if I can go get it without disconnecting the mic. Hold on. Oh my gosh, okay. So we had awe and we had clear come out. So I think what this one is telling me is that you may need to just take a step back and look at everything you've accomplished and maybe even make yourself a list of everything that you have accomplished and everything that you're really proud of yourself for, because a lot of things can shift and change, but it won't take away from your accomplishments, things you've done for other people. And what I'm really getting is that I'm almost sensing that you're like like a counselor or just something like a therapist, or you are the therapist to your friends, like just something where everybody comes to you and everybody tells you everything. And you often don't think about what you do for other people, but you really do so much. And I want you to see that clearly and see that you are kind of a pillar of strength for other people. Sometimes you don't see yourself through like rose-colored glasses. Sometimes you just see yourself as like, oh, I'm just regular, I'm just mundane, like I'm just doing what I need to do. But really see yourself as a powerful person and just feel a little bit more comfortable in your skin. So I think over the next 4 weeks, that's something you can work on actively and passively. Like things are just going to get better. So I always encourage people to even take a picture of this and then schedule and email it to yourself in 4 weeks, or make a calendar event. And then that way you'll be able to see how far you've come and what you've worked on, and just treat yourself this next 4 weeks. Treat yourself always, group number 2, but especially treat yourself the next 4 weeks. So I truly hope that this resonated with you. And if you felt like you were kind of leaning toward another pile, feel free to go watch that as well. And please do comment what resonated with you, because I always like interacting with the most amount of people. And I know a lot of people watch my videos, but I sometimes do not get a lot of comments, and I think people are a little nervous. So if that's you and you're like, well, I don't know if I should say anything, please do, because I love getting to interact with you, and give it a thumbs up if this message felt like it resonated. So thank you so much for letting me do a reading for you, number 2, and I will see you next time. All right, lucky number 3, let's see what you have in store for you in the next 4 weeks. Okay, this is so interesting. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is kind of similar to group number 2's actually, with just the kind of general message that's coming out from these first few cards. And what I'm getting is that you have really, or are going to in the next 4 weeks, going to have, and this is going to be funny, if you are really drawn to number 2 and number 3, your message is very clear here, because they're kind of similar to start. We'll see how the cards come out, but right now what I'm seeing is it's a very clear message that you have been through it. You have been through it. You have been working on it. It just seems like thing after thing after thing. And now everything is going to be a lot emotionally lighter. So you are going to be able to just kind of let things go. Things are going to become a little bit easier. Things are going to stop piling up so much on your plate. So I'm sensing that you are going to either meet your person. I'm sensing more emotional with this group. The group number 2, I was kind of sensing a little bit more work related. So if you watched both of those, that could have been like your work arena, and this one could be your personal life. Group number 1, this connected to a little bit. So if you're, I don't know, I'm just feeling this group might have been between groups. So give me a thumbs up or tell me in the comments if that was you, because I'm just sensing there might be a lot of people with this video that might have been torn between groups 2 and 3. So feel free to watch that one if you haven't already. But there's just going to be so much that's taken off your plate. I think emotionally, you're kind of ascending to a new place. And I'm feeling like, although this video is about the next 4 weeks, it almost feels like the last 4 weeks have been really transformative for you as well. And I think people who that's going to resonate with, it's really going to resonate with, that things have been happening in your life where the last 4 weeks feel like almost 4 years. And you almost feel like you're not even the same person as you were 4 weeks ago, and you've just already grown so much. So I feel like the other groups they still have things to do, but I feel like what you need to know is that you have already made those steps, and you're going to keep going and growing. And you do need to let some things go. And I think you know what that is, or it's going to become clear. It's so interesting how many cups you guys have. It really shows me that emotionally you do need to let some things go. And I'm almost feeling that might be some people in your life that you know who those people are, that aren't nurturing you and that aren't serving you and that aren't here for your growth. In fact, there might be some people in your life that might be actually bringing you down and causing you to not grow and not become the person that you need to be. And I'm sensing that that's difficult because it might be like you feel a little bit trapped in this situation or with these people, but you really need to let go, because that is what is going to let you have this extreme joy and lightness that you see right here, and be able to grow and create everything new that you want to create. And there's a lot of creation energy here. Like there's letting go, and there's also creation in here. And this one's just, I can tell you've been through it. I can tell. You went through like a dark night of the soul to get here, I think. And there were like one specific thing that happened to you that you're like, oh gosh, yeah. And I love when the sun comes out, because the sun just shows that you have so much positivity radiating from your future in the next 4 weeks. And you're really going to start seeing the lighter side of life. Things are going to let up. And again, letting those things go is so incredibly important. This is so funny because the devil often represents like making a contract. And it's so funny that you have the sun and the devil right next to each other. So I think what this is saying is like, you've kind of been going back and forth and being like, okay, is this going to happen for me? Is it going to happen? But I think that the last group I was talking about how like they had done the work, and this group, I feel like you have done the work as well, but in a different way. And you still need to kind of dig deep and figure out the things that you need to get rid of. Like, what are those things? The people, the habits, the thought patterns I'm feeling, especially because we have the Queen of Cups. What are the thought patterns that are keeping you at a lower energy level than you will be at and that you need to be at to contribute to your growth? So just be thinking about that. Group number 3 are, what are those things that are still kind of keeping you from being your best self? Yeah, okay, here's the funny part is I think you've tried to get away from these vices or these people, and it's almost like they keep coming back, and it's like they keep convincing you that they're not the problem, or you keep convincing yourself that it's not the problem, but it is, and it's what's holding you back. The thing that you thought of is your intuition telling you that that's the thing that in the next 4 weeks you kind of need to distance yourself from in order to become your best self and become who you need to be. And that is going to help you get a fresh start. And I think some of you are looking for love. I'm getting the sense that some of you are feeling like you finally like become the person you want to be to find a relationship. And I'm seeing also that you've had some anxiety about that, which is so funny that you have the 7 of Swords. And I think you've had some close calls. You've had some like, I think this is finally it, people or moments. And if you're already in a relationship, it could be work on things together and like come to a new level in your relationship. And if you are not in a relationship, you've been dating people and you're like, I think this is the person, and you really think it is. And then what's funny is they kind of almost prove you right, and then your anxieties are proved right. So then you continue the cycle, and you do grow from it, but you're still kind of stuck in some old thought patterns and some old anxieties. So not holding a grudge against your person, or there's 3 things: not holding a grudge against your person, not keeping yourself in your old patterns and your old way of thinking, like, oh, this won't happen this way, or just quickly dismissing people, or giving people a chance. Because I think sometimes you think your heart is open, but it's actually quite closed, and you're kind of waiting for someone to kind of come to your doorstep and fix your problems, when really you're the one that needs to do that and like let go of all these things. You've done a great job and you're almost there. That's what I'm getting. It's like you're almost there, but you're just kind of stuck in a little bit of a pattern, and it's almost like you're trying to like dredge your way out of it, and you're working on it, but it feels like you're weeding through problems or weeding through people on the dating apps that you're just like, okay, you know, like, why is all of this coming up? But you are going to find someone who is emotionally mature, or you are going to find that emotional maturity within your partner together So whenever the King of Cups comes up, I always, and it's all funny because you have the Queen of Cups and you have the King of Cups. So, and you have the Sun, which I always feel like it's just like turning over a new leaf. Like everything's going to be okay. Your heart is going to open and you're going to find that emotional maturity. So I'm really seeing some partnership here. And to boot, you have the Ten of Cups, which always is like the family card. So I think you're really going to be growing a relationship with someone. This one feels like it's love related. Again, like I said, group 2 felt like it was more work related. It's a similar message, but a little bit different. So if you were drawn or torn between those two messages, it may be kind of interesting that you needed that in like different aspects of life. And if you were wanting to watch group number 1, that one was like a completely different situation. So I've got these little ocean themed cards and they're really, really pretty. I don't use them that often, but they have little words that you can, whoa, maybe you need all of these. Just kidding, group number 3. They have little words that when I pull them for myself, I like to write them down on a sticky note and put them on my fridge, or take a picture and put it as like the background on my phone or something like that. So I'll try and hold them up so you can take a screenshot if you need to, but they'll have different things that you can work on throughout the month or throughout the next 4 weeks to help you achieve these goals. Ooh, okay. So your first one is kind of believing in magic and going with the flow of the divine. So just kind of letting the magic come to you. And I really feel like you actually have some very magical cards here, that there's going to be magic coming into your life in ways that you didn't even think were possible in the next 4 weeks. And I think being curious about people, being curious about ways that you can interact with people or meet new people, or just learning about the person that you're in a relationship with or the people that you're dating, and just being curious about like, well, that's a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I'd be willing to try it. I'd be willing to see what's going on there, and just kind of like learning about different things. Ooh, receiving and being open to things and knowing that you're worthy. I think that's another thing that you've struggled with, group number 3, is wondering if you are worthy of love and worthy of someone really putting in a lot of effort for you. And the answer is yes. You are worth it. Everything is going to grow the way that it needs to. But again, you've got to get into the positive cycle and really get there. And that's when you're going to be able to see all these things coming to light. So let go of those things that no longer serve you. Be open. Let the magic. Oh, you got this one, the Sun and receive. That's cool. Let the magic come to you, and everything is going to work out. And I often tell people that they can take a screenshot and send this to themselves in like a scheduled email for like 4 weeks from now and see what's kind of happened. And let me know if this resonated. Please feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you are letting go of, because I think that in itself will kind of help speak it into existence. So feel free to comment what you're letting go of, and give me a like if this resonated with you, because I loved being able to give this reading to you, and I hope it gave you something that you needed to hear. So group number 3, thanks for letting me give you this reading, and I will see you next time.